Displace power?
Like, set whites part of everyone else. At least that's been in the context that, like, we've been discussing it in.
Yeah, so to create a hierarchy.
Yeah.
For sure. Henry?
Colonize, basically, like, take over land with their mandate, basically.
Okay. So, somebody wants something, or somebody has something that you want, and you got to take it. But Christianity tells us what? Can't steal. Don't do that. Christianity basically says, be good to each other. Under this context of violent dispossession of people from their land and from their goods, from their resources, you need some sort of justification. And race comes in to do that very handily. And the understanding of the Irish as subhuman, or at least not of the same caliber, not of the same quality as the English, is in place from very early on. As early, in fact, as the 1340s. There's a set of statutes that prohibit, for example, intermarriage between Irish people and English settlers. This is a racial distinction. Tyler?
I don't understand why, if they're like white people, also why did they get like segregated out so much as like compared to the European settlers?
This is a great question. Because we look back historically with our only understanding of race in the 21st century. We look and we say, well, yeah, they're all white people. But that isn't the way that they were seen at the time. They were seen as barbarians, close to animals. Their condition is so low and they're so brutalized that they're not really white. And also, whiteness, as we understand it, is itself a racial formation and construction that comes into being. For whiteness, I would say the key decade is the 17th century. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But, for example, Tyler, if I were to look around this room today and I say, well, there's a lot of people who are white in here, who are Caucasian. The same version of me in the 19th century would look around the classroom and I'd say, oh, I see a Celt, I see a Teuton, I see an Anglo-Saxon, I see an Iberic, I see a Hebrew. I would see with different eyes. And now what we understand as whiteness, that's very monolithic, it's sort of one big thing, they certainly didn't see at that time. But it's a really good question. It's like, well, wait a minute, these people were all white. Well, the British did not understand the Irish in those terms.